Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are in the country. So I got a new web camera. Okay, good. I made sure my YouTube was going to be muted. So I got a new web camera and it zooms right in on me. I really probably need to play around with it because there's probably a way to have it not be zooming. So I played around with my settings. If you guys could let me know that you can hear me, I would appreciate it. Because I plugged in a new USB, multi-USB thingy. What I do like about this external one is I can move it. So I've been using the camera that came on my computer, and I came across this one from forever ago. Yeah, but see, I don't like how close it is. It's so weird. Creepy, looking at myself so big. So, hi, Amy. Welcome. And thank you for letting me know you can hear. Good, because I don't know if I can. You know, when you're obviously not listening to it, you don't know if you can hear. So, thank you for letting me know. I don't have a lot planned for today. So, I went to Pennsylvania this weekend. My husband and I took a Jeep trip. And we were on the way home. I was like, what am I going to talk about tomorrow? Because normally I kind of have a topic. And I didn't really have one. And of course, I didn't go garage sailing because I was shopping or out in the woods with the Jeep. So I don't have a lot to show for a haul, but I do have a few things I wanted to show. Welcome, Larry. Thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. And by the way, I wanted to tell you, Larry, I love your new icon. I think, did Victoria do that for you with the little shirt opening up like Superman? And that's just really cool. I like it. And hi, Jane. Thank you so much. Loyal listener popping in all the time. I really appreciate it. And Tricia, am I saying that right, Tricia? Hopefully I say your name correctly. Hopefully. So we took off this weekend and we went to Pennsylvania, and I was a little nervous leaving the state because we just kind of have COVID under control here, somewhat under control. For being New York State, we lost 8 individuals yesterday, which obviously is sad losing anybody, but 8 is such a small number compared to the thousands that we were losing at one point every day. So I don't know if I like this camera. I'm going to have to sit way back here if I keep using it because it's just so weird. I'm so big. Creepy. Oh, galaxies are born. Hi, I caught you live. Yay. But I have to leave in a few minutes. Well, you can always come back and watch it on rerun. I would always appreciate even people who watch me after the fact. So yeah, Victoria made it. Yeah, that's really cool. She did a good job with that. I like it. And I am saying your name correctly. Good. Although next time, I can't promise I'll say it correctly next time. I think I get that from my mother saying names wrong. Because my mother can't say Walmart. She says Walmart. She puts everything with a K at the end. And back in the 80s, we all wanted Jordache jeans. And she used to call them, what did she call them? She didn't call them Jordache. Oh, I can't even remember what she called him, but it was never correctly. We always make fun of her because she doesn't say things right. So on the way down to Pennsylvania, I had heard on July 1st which was what, Thursday? Look at my calendar here. Oh no, July 1st was Wednesday. Oh, because I went on Thursday. I kept forgetting because normally we travel down to Pennsylvania on these off-roading trips on a Thursday. But this time we usually go on a Friday, but this time we went on a Thursday. So my days were all off. And on the 1st, Wednesday night, one of my friends said, hey, did you pick up any of those basketball cards that came out? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot they were coming out on the 1st. So I told my husband, all right, we have a 6-hour drive and we're going to stop at every Walmart along the interstate all the way there. So I could see if they have any of the cards. And 10 minutes down the road, I said, stop at Walmart. And he goes, really? The one right here? I said, yeah, I haven't checked it yet. So I went in And I bought, these are a bolo for you guys. I bought 9 of these. And then we stopped at, I'll show you it again when I'm done my story. So then we stopped at, I'm trying to think of how many more we stopped at. Maybe 7 or 8 more. And like the shelves were completely bare. There weren't even any other cards. It was just really crazy. And the stores were ridiculously busy that I finally just told my husband, just forget it. Because we were going into a more populated area. And I found these in my store, which is a very rural store. I just don't think people even knew to go get them. So when we were hitting like Syracuse, New York, where it's so much more populated, I said, don't even bother at this point because it was just so crowded. And then we stopped at a couple more that were, all right, I'm going to turn this camera off because I see it hiccuping. Do you guys see it like it hiccuping when I'm talking? I'm going to go back to my old one. I just thought like that one's high def. So I kind of thought it would be like, well, this one is HD also. I don't know. I just felt like maybe it would be clearer, but all right, I'm going back to my old camera. All right. So these, so they're the Optic for, this is the Mega Box. They're basketball. So right now, the Mosaic basketball, they're all the rage right now. And if you can find these, they were, I think, $32.98, and they're selling for close to $100. On Friday, they were going for $100. One of my friends sold theirs, not Friday, on Thursday. They sold theirs Wednesday night for $109 a box. And I put them up on eBay. And then I said, oh, I'm going to take them off and I'm going to sell them in this Discord group that's just for sports cards. And I posted them there because that's where my friends said they sold theirs. And so I took them off from eBay after having them up for like 10 minutes. And they didn't sell. So Saturday, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to relist those back on eBay. So I listed them back on eBay, and the prices now dropped to like $86 for a box, which is still good, right? I mean, you're paying $32 and you can get $86 for them. So it's still a good deal. So if you see these, pick them up. I also picked up some, well, they're over there, but they weren't worth it. They had some baseball ones. So I don't know anything about baseball cards. I just know that I've been listening to the reselling community, seeing what people are doing, and jumping in and learning. And if I'm told these are hot and I know nothing about them, I'm picking them up, right? So why not? So I did get 9 of these. And like I said, I put them up on eBay. And I decided to do them individually on eBay instead of doing them in one big lot. I don't know if I should have done a larger lot or not. So I don't know. We'll try them individually for a while. And I need to cross-post them to Macari. And once Bonanza gets them, that usually helps me too. For some reason, I've been doing really well on Bonanza for some of my higher priced items. So look for these. Wanted to show you these. And another couple things. So I don't know if everybody has had a chance to watch my, I did like a Walgreens, Walmart video earlier this week. Well, that's pretty much the only sourcing I did. And I'm like literally surrounded by all the stuff I picked up. I haven't had a chance to do anything with it, ship it in, but I wanted to show you a couple items. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is, oh, well, first of all, I want to say hi to Summer. I think maybe your name was, I can't remember. Kids Stealing More. Thank you so much for stopping in. So maybe all right, I'm not going to show you this one quite yet because I have a story, something I wanted to tell you. So I picked up these at Walgreens. They normally were $40 at Walgreens, and I got them for $8 something. So look for these at your Walgreens on clearance. I went and I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 of these from the few. I only stopped at a couple Walgreens because my sourcing trip really wasn't for Walgreens. So if I saw one last week, then I just stopped and ran in. But that's not primarily what I was looking for. So I didn't have it on my radar. Plus, up here where I live, well, there are a few Walgreens, but I don't know. There's just not a lot of shopping. So there's also this one. This is the Deep Need. And this one, again, this one was 40 something and it was on clearance for $8. I want to show you. Hi, Amy. My little sister's in the chat. She's probably in her car listening because she's on her way over, which I'm excited. Which actually brings me to, I wanted to show you. Hold on, let me see. All right, so I wanted to talk to you guys about Amazon. And originally when I started doing this show, I was thinking about kind of talking to you guys more like the advanced of Amazon, because there's so much already out there on YouTube on getting started and that kind of stuff. But I found a lot of people were asking me, how do I get started on Amazon? So I decided I'm going to start doing a series. Of course, I've been talking about my sister who just started on Amazon, who's in the chat, Amy. And so she is going to be kind of learning. And as she's asking me questions, I've thought, okay, I really should start doing some videos on these things. So I did a video. Oh, maybe I didn't put it on. I can't remember if I did on YouTube or not, but I know I did one video and I sent it to her. And I was like, okay, I probably ought to put this and make it into a YouTube video. And then Larry, LL Stash, he had mentioned Amazon and getting started. So the thing is, if you're already on eBay, this is what I wanted to talk to you guys really about today, is because I think a lot of you guys are somewhat, maybe not new to reselling, but new to Amazon or not even doing Amazon. And maybe you're afraid. I mean, Amazon is a big, I don't know, I was going to say like a big horse, but I don't even know. But they're pretty big and they're scary. And I remember hearing about Amazon and I watched so many videos before I finally jumped in last year. In January, I said, I am just going to do it. I have watched enough YouTube videos. It is time to do it. And you know what? I kind of went in saying, I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to do what I know. I've educated myself. And if I lose my account, I have eBay, right? I mean, that's the thing is, what if you lose eBay, what are you going to do? Right? A lot of us are using Mercari and stuff, but I just don't get the sales on Mercari like I get on eBay, but I get sales on Amazon. Like I get a lot of sales on Amazon versus what I get on eBay. I like eBay. Like I love the thrill of the hunt on eBay. I love going into a thrift store and not knowing what you're going to see. But I got to tell you, I was telling my sister the other day that I went into a store looking for something specific. And I said, it's kind of funny. I'm wearing a mask because it's required for us to wear masks here. And I said, I don't know if my eyes can scream the happiness I'm seeing as I'm walking up to something, because I saw, like, I was hoping to find one or two at a store. I mean, I'd be happy if I found one because it's a clearance discontinued item. And as I'm walking up to the thing, I see like 8 of them. And I'm like, this biggest grin. And this is retail arbitrage. Like, this is not a garage sale or thrifting like you do for eBay where you get excited when you find something. Like, I'm feeling this excitement doing retail arbitrage. So I wanted to show you a couple items that I picked up, and then I want to show you the money on eBay versus the money on Amazon. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen here. Of course, I'll probably mess it up like I always do. All right. So this box right here, it is Skittles, and they are drinks that you can, singles to go. And I picked these up at Walgreens, and they were on clearance. I can't remember if they were 10 cents or 50 cents, but they were under $1. Like, they were really cheap, and I was so excited. And I think I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I picked up 10 of these. And I wanted to show you what they're selling for on eBay. Okay. So I scanned these for Amazon first. And then today I said, I'm going to see what they're going for on eBay. So on eBay, you can see here's 18, 17 with shipping. So you got to take out your shipping. 18 with shipping. Best offer, $11.99. Oh, that's a good one. 20, 21. So, I mean, really good for paying less than $1, right? So, I mean, even if I paid the 50 cents, which I'm almost positive it was less than 50 cents. I really think they were 10 cents. I was doing a happy dance. So even at 50 cents, I would pay $1 for 2 of them. And here you're selling them for 21 bucks. Okay. And then, but majority of them were more in this 13, 16, 17 range. So then you go over and you look at the Amazon page, and one box is selling for $12 on Amazon. Okay, and you can see, and I'm not sure, I'm going to give you a little education on reading an Amazon screen. Because if you've never sold on Amazon before, you may not be fully aware what all of these things mean. And I was telling my sister the other day that becoming an Amazon seller makes you a better Amazon buyer. Because there are things that as a normal Prime Amazon buyer that you just don't realize. You come over here and you click on this add to cart or buy now, you check out and you're done. You don't even know that you're not buying this box of Skittle drink mix from Kensington Valley Trading. You think you're buying it from Amazon. You have no idea that it's not from Amazon. So I wanted to show you how you can sell this for $12 on Amazon. Right now, I don't have, let me tell you how much the fees are. So I didn't have that available right in front of me. Oh, this is my inventory. Don't have it in inventory yet. So one of the things that when you sell it on Amazon, you know, obviously you're going to pay higher fees if you're doing fulfillment by Amazon, because they charge you the selling fee like you would pay like on eBay, the final value fee type of thing. And then they also charge you a fulfillment fee. And included in that fulfillment fee is the price for them to pick and pack it, right? And then the shipping. But you got to realize that Amazon does not pay USPS pricing for shipping. So it might cost me $4 to ship this, but it does not cost Amazon $4 to ship this. So the fees that I would be paying Amazon for them to ship it, for them to store it, for them to pick and pack it, for them to do the customer service on it, everything is $4.27. That's what you would pay for this. So my profit is $7.70 before my cost of goods. And if my cost was, let's say, I'll even go with the 50 cents, I'm still going to profit $7.20 on this. Versus if I was to sell it back over on eBay, right? And I'm selling it for, let's say, even the $18. And then you got to take away how much your final value fee is and how much your shipping is. And you have to do all the work. Like I can take those 10 and throw them in a box with all this other stuff I got, send it off to Amazon, which you might be like, well, but Tamara, you have to pay for shipping to Amazon. Shipping to Amazon is so cheap. Like I would send a 40-pound box to Amazon, 40 pounds. So it's one of those large moving boxes, 24 by 18 by 18. And it cost me like $8.20 to send that big of a box to Amazon. So if you are on the fence, then I would highly suggest, I just thought I better check the expiration date, but it is May 2022. That you just kind of take a look at Amazon. And for me, as I'm getting older, I don't want to work as much. And if I was younger, then I would be like, oh, I'd still be looking at Amazon. And if you're younger, jump into it. What are you waiting for? There's so much money to be made on Amazon. I kick myself for not starting sooner. But with being older, my husband is retired. He's a disabled veteran. And, you know, me working from home, I'm not tied down to a 9-to-5 job. That we love to travel. And except for having animals, which, I wish I didn't have my 2 cats right now that I'm gotten older, because, you know, I always have to find somebody to watch them and feed them and all this other stuff. But we love to travel. So our plan is to travel more and more, and doing Amazon makes that doable because I sold a ton of stuff while I was gone. And I did on eBay too, because I didn't put my store on vacation. I just extended my handling time because with it being a holiday weekend, one of the days was already excluded because the post office wasn't open. So I did just a 2-day handling instead of 1 day. But when I was on a cruise in January and I was gone for like 12 or 13 days, it was a 10-day, 11, 12, something like that, 12 days. I was able to keep my Amazon store FBA. Amazon kept selling my stuff for me and shipping it to my customer. And when I would get into a port, I would check and be like, hey, I just made $2,000 while I was on this cruise from one port to the next and that kind of stuff. So it's just really exciting. I don't know. I like it. So I just want to say hi to Greg. He popped in. I'm just reading the chat and it's over here. So only bad thing of doing RA while you're love is I have to sign out. I don't know what that means. Skittles, yeah. I don't even wonder if this is any good. First time I'd even seen this, and yeah, I was excited. So I'm ready to start again. I have my first box of books ready to scan this afternoon. And yeah, that's the thing. Like I started right off with RA, but so I signed up in January. I don't even know. I think I sent in some stuff that was in my eBay inventory that I could sell in February, but it really wasn't until March of 2019 that I really started saying, okay, I'm going to get serious with this. And I started going out sourcing. In April, I did a couple book fairs, and I also would go to Dollar Tree because they have those $1 books. And I bought a lot of books from Dollar Tree for $1 and sent them in. The only thing with Dollar Tree books is, I was thinking if I had any here, which I don't think I do, but on the spine of a book. So, like if this was a book at the Dollar Tree, this is my planner, but over here they put like black marks or like a red strike or something on the side of the pages, and that means that it's called like a remainder mark. So it's like overstock, or they've liquidated these books, and so they just know that they're not brand new. So you have to sell those and I do use like new condition, and then I just mentioned they have a pen mark on the spine or whatever this is called, and but a lot of them don't have that. So I would buy them and I'd send them in, and I sell them as brand new. I did not sell them as used. Some people would tell you have to sell them as used, but I didn't. I don't do them as much now as I used to because I've just gone on to other stuff. But it is a great way to get started, and you're not gated on a lot of stuff. When you first start, when you go into like the Dollar Tree, those books and stuff, you're not gated on books. There are some like college textbooks and stuff you won't be able to sell, and obviously downloadable books like Kindles and stuff, but any like physical book, most of them you can sell. So that's a really, really good way to get started. So I wanted to show you on this deep need, that thingy. I don't even know where I put it. Oh, this thing. So this thing that I was showing you earlier, I just kind of wanted to give you the comparison of what this sells for on eBay versus Amazon also. And, again, this is something big. This would cost quite a bit to ship because it's, it's heavy. So it's going to go priority. So here it is on eBay, and it's selling for 30, 27, 28. This is all with free shipping. But then when you go over to Amazon, right? So this is the item on Amazon. It's selling right now. It's selling for $31.99. When I wanted to give you a little education, I forgot on the Amazon page. So over here you can see that it ships from and it's sold by 3 lovely princesses. Okay, so this right here is not fulfilled by Amazon. So it's not at Amazon's warehouse. It's what they call FBM, which is fulfillment by merchant, or sometimes you see it as MF, which is merchant fulfilled. So that means that this person has it in their inventory like I would right here, and then when you get an order, they're going to take control of the shipping. You know, your fees are a lot less when you do fulfillment by merchant, because Amazon's not paying for the shipping or anything like that. You have to pay for it. You can do shipping through Amazon, and you don't get the discounted rates like you do if you're sending it to Amazon. But if you're sending it to your customer, you get the cubic and all that like you would if you're doing pirate ship. You get all those discounts. So this one only has one left. So right here, you'll see only one left in stock, order soon. That means there's only one left by Three Lovely Princesses. It doesn't mean there's only one left by Amazon. So then if you come down here, you'll see it says 16 new from $31.49. So I'm going to click this. That means there's actually 16 sellers selling this product. So even though Amazon makes you think that there's only one left in stock, so makes you hurry up and buy it, right? Because you're thinking, oh my gosh, there's only one, I better buy it. No, there's more than one. And so we'll talk about this in a minute. This is actually a Keep a chart. That's a Chrome plugin that puts it on here, which again gives you more information, which makes you a smarter buyer. So if you were a buyer normally on eBay or on Amazon, you would just click that buy box and buy that item, not knowing that there were all these other options available. So that one was, how much was, hold on. That was, so Three Lovely Princesses. This is the person that has the buy box right now. And she's selling it for $31.99. I say she only because it says princesses. You could actually buy it for $31.49. Right? Save 50 cents. Buy it from this person. And then, of course, tax would be, added on and whatever. But a lot of people don't realize that. And there's times when you'll go on Amazon and you'll see where Amazon won't share what they call the buy box. Amazon doesn't share the buy box. And you'll see where it will arrive like August 15th. And you're like, August, I have to wait all the way to August. Where if you would just click on those other links, you would see all of this and you would realize that you have all these other options available to you. So these are all the people who are currently selling this product. See right here, it says fulfillment by Amazon and it has the Prime. So these are the ones that are doing FBA. All these up here are doing FBM, fulfilling it by merchant. Oh, there's somebody from New York. Wonder where in New York. So that's one thing I like to see. If I see that something ships from New York, I will sometimes click on, this guy doesn't have very good review. He looks like he's new, but I'll click on his store and I'll see what he's selling. So let's actually do that. I'll show you. So I'll click on here and he doesn't have anything for sale. That's kind of weird. Let me click on somebody else and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, let's click on the person who has the buy box. So if you look here where it says products, so if you click on somebody's storefront, you get to this page and you can see their feedback. And then you click here on products. And this will show you all of the products this person is selling. So after a while, you'll start to see some of the same usernames, the same sellers. And I'll be like, I am going to go check out and see what else this person is selling, because I didn't even think of scanning this eye itch relief sustain or this or whatever, so I'll sit there and I'll look and I'll be like, okay, I see those at the store. And that's the thing, when you first start out and you're wondering, what can I sell? What should I scan? Scan everything, because you would be shocked at the stuff that you can actually sell that you didn't even think of selling. But coming and just looking and seeing what other people are, so I should say what other people are selling, but I don't know if they're really selling these items. Like, they're for sale, but they may not be selling, right? Because on Amazon, you can't look up sold items like you can on eBay. Good. Chris is dropping off an FBA box today. I hopefully will be dropping one off tomorrow. I think me and you watched a lot of the same people when learning it all. Yeah, Greg, I think we did. I think that some of the people I watch, I don't watch much anymore. I don't know, the channels change, YouTube channels change, and some of them are just not ones that I watch as much anymore. I'm actually struggling trying to find a good channel that talks Amazon in the way that I want to learn at this point. So if you know of any good ones that you're still watching, I would love to hear them. So Marcus, hello, Marcus. And Drummer, hello. And thank you, Galaxies Are Born, for joining my Facebook group. Christy, see, now I know your name. I do FBM Prime. Oh, you do FBM Prime. So I haven't signed up for Prime because honestly, I'm doing FBM now only because of the pandemic, but I really don't want to do FBM at all. I want Amazon just to do it all for me. So I've been sending in shipments and it has been taking a while to get checked in. I sent my sister a picture because she sent in her first shipment and she goes, I've only sold like a couple items. And I said, well, I sent in like 200 items and like 194 of them are in what they call FC transfer. So when you send stuff to Amazon, they will tell you when you put it in the system where to send it. And so I sell hazmat. So my hazmat things will usually go to like Baltimore. And then if I have anything oversized, I send that to a different warehouse. And don't be afraid of it. Their shipping rates are so cheap. Like I cannot say that enough how I find inexpensive. So those like that are sending, Chris, and you're sending to FBA, would you agree? Like I'm just shocked every time I print shipping. I'm like, I can't believe it's only costing me, well, most of the time $8 because I'm going to Pennsylvania from here. I ship to AVP in Pennsylvania. Sometimes I have to go to send to Texas and it might cost me $11 or $12. But if if I see that what I'm sending, the profit is so much more than that, it's worth just sending something for $12. So most of the time they'll have me send maybe a few items to other distribution centers, but most of the time, most of the time, I go to Pennsylvania. And well, I should say all of the time I go to Pennsylvania unless I'm doing just oversized or just hazmat. But if I'm doing just a normal shipment, 80% I would say of it all goes to Pennsylvania. And then sometimes the other stuff will be broken up. There are times lately, though, I have chosen not to do a shipment because it will have me send 2 items and the profits just aren't there for me to send them to like California for 2 items. So, so do you have problems carrying the heavy boxes into the UPS office? I don't, because if they get too heavy, I have my husband bring them. But I do, my UPS office does not help me with anything. They do not have automatic doors. So I have learned they have like this cone that they put ashes in when they're smoking because it's right next to their break area, which is stupid. Their break area where they smoke is right next to their entrance into the building. But I literally will go over and I'll like roll that all the way to the door and to hold the door open, because when you're lifting a 40-pound box that's 24 by 18 by 18, and trying to open a door is really hard. So I'll do that and I get them in. But I do have a hand truck. I haven't had to use it yet, but I do have one. Every now and then, they may offer to help carry stuff in, but almost never do they offer. That's when I ask my husband to help me out. So I use inventory placement. So Chris was saying that, yeah, so one of the options you can do, but you have to pay for it. And I choose not to pay for it because I'd rather get my stuff right to the warehouse directly and not wait 2 months for stuff to transfer, which is what I'm dealing with right now, even though I didn't choose not to ship stuff to other warehouses. But when you're sending to Amazon, you can actually pay them. And I don't know the rate, Chris, I don't know if it's 10 cents or 20 cents, but you have to pay a rate for every item. So let's say I was sending in 200 items. Normally, of those 200, they probably would have me send 175 of them to my main warehouse in Pennsylvania. And then they would have me send the other 25 items maybe to 2 or 3 other warehouses to kind of split them up. Well, you can pay Amazon to say, I only want to send everything to Pennsylvania, and you pay 20 cents per item. I'm guessing that's what it is. I don't remember. So you'll pay like the 20 cents and it'll go to all to Pennsylvania. Well, you're paying 20 cents for stuff that would have gone there anyhow. So I choose not to do it, but I know some people who do it. The thing is if you choose to do it and then you change your mind, or you're doing it for one time only, just remember you have to go back and change that setting or you're going to be charged that every time. So I just find it's quicker. I'd rather pay the $12 and send a box to California than wait for Amazon to take it out of their Pennsylvania warehouse, make it so it's not, because when they're transferring it, it's not for sale. So you might be wondering, why do they transfer it? And I don't even know how many warehouses Amazon has. But if you're a Prime member, which a lot of people are, and you place an order during non-pandemic times, right, you get your order usually within 2 days. I think it was guaranteed. I don't even know if it's guaranteed, but you get it within 2 days. So if you are Amazon and you have all these warehouses and you have somebody sending in, let's say these Duracell batteries that's on the screen here. I'm sorry, I forgot that I was still showing a screen. But if you have these Amazon batteries, you might not have, and that's kind of an odd thing to show because I'm sure there's a lot of Duracell that's being sold on Amazon, but you may not have so many of that item that you like to kind of spread it out. So you put some on your West Coast and some on the East Coast and some North and South and whatever. So when your customer orders, you can get it to them in 2 days. So if you had to ship everything from Pennsylvania to Oregon, right? It may take more than 2 days. So instead of, they don't make it live and available for sale until they start spreading all that stuff out and make sure that it's in all these different warehouses so they can get it to you quickly. So that's why I prefer just to send it. I also wanted to show you, so these were the cards, before I forget. These were the cards that that you can sell. So you can see how the price has gone down to $90, $80. All right, so I'm going to close that. But I also wanted to show you back on this Amazon page, not this one. Let's go back to the Skittles. Or actually, you know what? I wanted to show you on this one. I'm hitting the back button. I wanted to show you this Keepa because I was mentioning that this one was $31.99. But there's only one in stock by this person. So I have what they call a Keepa plugin. So on Chrome, you can get these different plugins. And as an Amazon seller, there's a lot of them out there. And even as an Amazon buyer, right? If you got Honey, there's like an Amazon assistant that you can download too. So if you're shopping on like Home Depot, let's say you were looking for a Ryobi drill on Home Depot, this little plugin will pop up and it will say Amazon Assistant and it will show you how much that is on Amazon. So it's great for me if I'm shopping, I can kind of see quickly as a reseller. But if you are a buyer, it kind of gives you an idea too that, oh, I can get this for cheaper at Amazon, or it's a great deal on Home Depot. So in this case, I wanted to show you this Keepa chart. So I bought that massager. Even though it's selling for $31 right now, you can see here that the average sale price for Amazon has been $41.94. So on the screen where it is kind of like this golden color, where it says, you can see where it says Amazon, as I drag it across, it kind of stays there. That's the price that Amazon has been selling this for. And then right here, there's a break. And that means Amazon ran out of stock. And then they came back in stock. And then they ran out, they're back in stock, ran out, and back in stock. So Keepa, you can download for free, and it gives you some information. What it does not provide you is this blue line, or the green line, which I'll get rid of up here. It does not give you that line, but it gives you this for free. And so you can look and see that Amazon has been selling this for $41. And then Lord knows why, some third-party person came in and said, I'm going to sell mine for $10 less. Why? Amazon is out of stock. So if you decide to sell on Amazon, don't be this seller. Don't leave $10 on the table. Right now, Amazon is not in stock. Why would you not continue to sell it at what Amazon has been selling at $41? Instead, they dropped their price down to $31.99. But they only have one, so hopefully once they sell, the price will jump back up. So I will be hanging on to mine until it gets back to the $41, and I will be pricing mine at that $41 price. And this is something that would be great for third quarter, or fourth quarter, I mean for Christmas time. So the other thing this Keepa chart shows you is how often something sells. So you have to pay to get what they call the sales rank, which I'm going to put that back onto this chart. So you'd have to pay to get this added to your chart, which I pay because I find this information invaluable. But this green line shows you how often something sells. Okay. So you want it to look like an EKG chart. You want it to look very, very, very busy like this, right? You don't want it to be like somebody has died, or their heart's only beating once every so often. So you want it to be really busy. And over here, you can see that the rank right now is less than 200,000. Sometimes it dips really low. I mean, 63,000 right here. So the lower the number, the more it sells. So at 63,000, so I'll come down here and back to this chart down here. So if I go to the statistics, if I hover over this, it'll show you some more stuff. So it shows you that Amazon, right? So Amazon, the lowest they've ever sold this was $23, and the most they've ever sold it for was $49. And then the new column are people like you and me, right? So somebody at one point, oh my gosh, look at that. Somebody a couple days ago sold one for $14. Why? Why are you selling it for $14? I don't get it. But the average, I usually will look at the average. So the average of third-party sellers was $39 in the last 3 months. The most somebody sold it for was $136. It's a lot of money. And then you can see where there's used, and then it gives you the sales rank. So again, if you're not a paid subscriber to Keepa, those will be dashes. You won't be able to see the numbers. But when you're paying for it, you get to see this. And it says down here where it says drops at the very bottom, it says 20 per month. That means that this line, that green line, dropped 20 times in the last 30 days, which pretty much means that you sell at least 20 a month. Okay. So that is Keepa. And so as a buyer, when I am shopping, and I would, let's say I wanted to buy one of these and I see that, oh gosh, normally it's $41 and it just dropped down to, that 31, I would buy it. I'd be like, I'm going to buy it right now because I can save $10. So I like Keepa. I use Keepa all the time. There's another one that I use. It's on my other computer. Helium 10 is what it's called. And that's another free download that you can buy. And it kind of gives you the same information, but it's in a different kind of format. Sorry, my mouth is getting dry. So I don't use that as often. Yeah, so that is the Amazon screen. So when you're shopping and buying, it's just kind of nice to know that type of stuff. Over here, you also have like other sellers on Amazon. So I always kind of look at this area too. And that helps you when you're pricing. So sometimes you'll see something, because people have said to me, well, what if nobody is selling it? Like, what if you wanted to sell one of these, but nobody has one for sale right now? Well, what I would do is I'd go here to this Keepa chart, and I would see that, so this bottom part will show you new offer count, so in blue. So right now you can see how This was kind of hovering around 5 for most of the time. So there was 5 people selling this. And then all of a sudden it jumped up. I'm assuming these people saw that it went on sale at Walgreens and they went out and bought them and now they're selling them. So it jumped up. But if you see this with like 5 people and then all of a sudden it goes down to 0, it's because they sold out and nobody has replenished it. So what I would do is I would go and look at what's the average, what was the selling price previously. And on Amazon with this, you can go back a year, right? You can go back a day, a week, a month, 3 months, which the default is 3 months. And then you got the whole year. So you can see at one point they were up here at $46, Amazon was. And then you can go back to all time. So if you're not sure how much to sell something for, you can kind of look at the past history and it gives you an idea. I see we had some people jump in, like Sam, the Dapper Tiger. Would be smarter to send it all to the Midwest and split the difference. You know, there is, I'm just going to pop back here so you all can see my lovely face again. So one of the things that I did in January was hire a prepper. So it's somebody, because I do what they also call OA, which is online arbitrage. I haven't really been doing it lately because I've just been so busy and kind of took a step back for a little bit and have really enjoyed not being as busy. But I hired somebody, and when I was looking at different companies of who to hire, one of the ones I was looking at was in the Midwest. And I thought, all right, that's really great because it would be so much cheaper sending everything from Illinois, where you are, to all these different warehouses than sending here over in New York all the way to like California. I ended up going with one that was recommended. She's in Pennsylvania, and they don't have some sales tax that I have here in New York, like clothing. So I do like to order clothes and stuff like that and have it sent to her and she preps it. So let's say I was going to order from Kohl's and I was going to order a bunch of t-shirts or underwear or whatever. I would go on Kohl's and I would put my ship to address as her address in Pennsylvania. So Kohl's sends it directly to her. She gets it in. I fill out a spreadsheet and she knows exactly what ASIN, how much I want to price it for, what to put in Inventory Lab. An Inventory Lab, you can actually set up like almost like with eBay where you can put in like an employee has a login account, but they don't have access to all of your like accounting stuff. So you can set up like what's the word I'm thinking of? Well, you know what I mean. So what things they can do. And so she would do that and prep it, polybag it and all that. And I was paying, I think it was $1.20 an item, which in my opinion is really affordable. And I would put it into my cost of goods right away. I would know that's how much it was going to cost before I would even order something and whether or not it was built in. So I'm now looking for somebody on the West Coast because there are some wholesale companies that I've been using and I would like to continue using them, but their shipping is outrageous to get to me. But if I could have it shipped to a West Coast prepping company, then I would do that and I would continue to order from them. But right now I'm kind of taking a pause from ordering from them just because I just cannot get the shipping to a reasonable price. But let me see. Yes, just the free version of Keepa. It gives price only, but better than nothing if you're not sure at first. Yeah, and I think Keepa is something like, I don't know. They're in the UK, so I think I pay in pounds, but it's converted. I think it's like $13 or $15 a month, something like that. It's not very much, but it's definitely, I don't know. I like it. I find that it helps me make better decisions since I ended up purchasing it. And then Larry said, yeah, I'd like to learn OA. Yeah, I'm hoping to do something on OA just to I'm going to do a video and just share some of, because there are programs out there that you can buy, and there's one that you'll probably hear about called Tactical Arbitrage. It is really, in my opinion, it's very expensive. I did it for 3 months, And then it is also a time suck. I was spending so much time running reports, reviewing the reports, placing the orders, tracking the orders, then the next day doing it again, that I wasn't getting any eBay done, wasn't getting outsourcing. It was just crazy. I was talking to somebody in that new Discord group that I have created for Yellow Brick Road, talking Amazon, and they were talking about, they do tactical arbitrage, but they hire a VA, which I've heard a lot of people talk about, hiring a virtual assistant. A lot of them are from like the Philippines. So you would teach them how to run the report, or you can run the report, and all they do is look at the data, because the data is not always correct. It's not always what it looks like it's supposed to be. So you would hire them to kind of match it and verify everything, and they do it while you're sleeping. That when you get up in the morning, they send you a list of, okay, these are the items you should go buy. So, I mean, that is really good for OA. If you go ahead and figure out the cost of the tactical arbitrage, which I don't even remember how much it is off the top of my head, but it's, I think, $80, something like that. It's expensive. And then your price of your VA. But you can find some really, really good profitable items. I found some socks last year, not through tactical arbitrage. I did it through just going to Kohl's and saw they had some Under Armour socks on clearance. They were like $3, and I bought, I think, 50 pairs of them. I wish I would have bought more, because they were selling for like 20 something dollars a pair on Amazon. And I paid $3 for them. And they sold fast. I couldn't believe how fast they went. I sent in like 20 of them at first, and they sold so quickly that I then sent in the rest of them right off, because I didn't want to pay storage fees if they were going to sit around. But they actually ended up selling really fast. And that was all just by going on the clearance section of Kohl's and seeing what they were selling. And I'm ungated in Under Armour, so I was able to do that. But if you can find like something like that, would be worth, if I had a prepper them at the time, I would have sent them to my prepper, because I wouldn't have had to take the time to do all that type of stuff. And definitely as fourth quarter comes along, you just get so busy. The fact that you can have orders sent to somebody and have them do it is really, really helpful. Hey, Nate, welcome. So I mean, I haven't been doing much OA, but I really want to get back into it. If you have limited time, if you are housebound, or you don't really have a lot of sources, like I just don't have very many sources in my area. If you work a full-time job and you don't have the ability to rent out and do all this other shopping, then doing online arbitrage and having a prepper, you would never have to touch the product at all. You would literally go online, place your order for clearance from Home Depot, have it sent to your prepping company. They send it into Amazon, and all you do is collect a paycheck, right? I mean, it's really, if you don't want to have to deal with packaging orders, customer service, all that kind of stuff, Amazon FBA is a great way to go. And, and I am going to start up a series here, kind of helping answer some questions. I am not a pro. I do have a professional account on Amazon though, but I've only been doing it a year and a half. Well, I say a year and a half, but it's really been a little less than even a year and a half, for Amazon. But I've learned a lot in that time, and I've been able to network with some really good people that have shared some things with me that has helped me along the way. And so I would love to do that for the people who come to my channel and watch and stuff like that, to kind of help you guys out. Just to kind of jump in and see what you can do with it. And, and then grow. And if you like, I'm happy with the level I'm at and what I sell, because I do this full time, but I don't want a full-time job. But if you want to do this full time and you want to make like big full-time money, like even beyond your full-time, like you want to make enough to cover what you're making now plus, and then have like even a better life for yourself. I mean, that is so doable. It's just amazing the stuff that I see. I have a couple really good friends here that I've learned or that I've met in the last year. And one of them is like already over $100,000 in sales this year. And, last year we were celebrating when we hit $100,000 last year after a whole year. And he's just right on track of just crushing his numbers. And then I have another friend who was doing RA in OA and jumped into wholesale. And she said she's doing, I can't remember, she said 3 or 5 times the amount of sales of what she was doing. But she's just really, really doing very well with wholesale. So there's just so many different business models that you can do with Amazon. So Nate wants to know, how much does a prep center charge? Does it get cheaper per item based on order? How long does it take for them to ship once they get it? So my prep center, I'm almost positive it was 100. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was $1.20 per item. That was if she had a poly bag. So I mainly was sending my clothing items to her because she was tax exempt in Pennsylvania. She is in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, if you know where that is, over near Harrisburg. So she actually is $1.20, puts it into the poly bag, labels it, and then ships it to Amazon for you. She puts it into my inventory lab. I do have to pay for the shipping to Amazon because she does everything through my Seller Central and all that kind of stuff. And she was fast. Like I would send her something and it would get there like on Wednesday, and by Friday it was out, usually within a 48-hour turnaround, sometimes 24 hours. Like I found her very fast. I do know that during the pandemic, the height of it in like March, April timeframe, she was so busy that she actually got a warehouse. So I think she was doing it from her home and now she's doing a warehouse. Now I will say, and I don't even know if this is something to worry about, but I was looking at a prep center in New Hampshire, but they also sell on Amazon. So I'm a little nervous about people who also sell on Amazon. I mean, I wish somebody would just kind of tell me just to not worry about that. But only because like if I find a really good deal and a really good source and I send it to them and they know where you're getting it from, like what's to say that they're not going to just do the same thing? I mean, that's my biggest thing. Because there's also another prep center down in Syracuse area that I've actually, because I source in Syracuse, New York a lot on road trips, and my car will be full and I'll go to the hotel room at night and I'll unload it and load it into boxes and bring it to UPS, stay up all night putting labels on everything. And I've said to my mom, who usually goes sourcing with me, and I said, you know what we need to do is I need to get an account with them, source all day, and then just go drop off the whole back of my vehicle to that prep center and be like, here you go, label it, send it in for me. So how many items were you sending her? She just got an order that I think had 100 items in it. 100. I don't think I ever sent her more than 100 at a time. And she said that's the thing, because she actually sells OA lists. So there's another thing if you don't want to do like tactical arbitrage and do all the research and running all the reports and all that kind of stuff. There are things called OA lists that you can buy, and it will actually give you like the list. I said, if you hired a virtual assistant and they would end up running all those reports and doing everything for you and giving you a list, they actually will give you that list that they've actually hired like a virtual assistant to put together, and then they sell that list to 10 people or something like that. And I remember thinking, well, I don't want to buy a list that 10 other people have. And she was telling me, she goes, but the thing is the people who buy the list, like myself, is not somebody that would order 1,000 of something, right? I probably would order 10, 20 of something because I don't always trust my instincts at this point to want to go 100 deep or 1,000 deep of one item. So I'll get a list and maybe order 20 of one, 20 of another, 10 of one, that type of thing. And if if these are things that are selling 1,000 a week, then 10 people ordering 10 of something isn't even touching what the need is for that product. So yeah, so I haven't gone very deep with my items that I have been sending in. But like I haven't, I would say probably December, January, part of well, I started declining in February in how much OA I was doing, but I was doing a lot in December and January because there was a lot of sales. And like mid-December, even before Christmas, a lot of websites will start having their like after Christmas things because they knew they couldn't get the orders there by Christmas. So they would start having their sales, and I was just jumping on them and doing a lot of ordering back then. But I haven't been doing much. I should because, well, why not, right? Time is the issue for me. You could just send those in yourself and have Amazon polybag and label, and it would be 70 cents. Yeah, so let me tell you why I decided to do it. So if I was to order from Kohl's.com, I'm not sure they would send them to Amazon. So it would have to come to my house, and then I would have to just rebox it and send it. And then you'd have to be paying that shipping. But my biggest problem was I ordered these Mr. Potato Heads, and I wish I had it right here because I got some right over there. Only got a couple. Mr. Potato Heads and these Barbies with these cars last year. And I don't know if anybody in the chat, they may have ordered these same things at Kohl's. They had a sale before Black Friday. And I ordered quite a few of them because their sales rank was really good on Amazon. Well, I was thinking Mr. Potato Head. No. Mr. Potato Head was this. He was so big. He was huge, 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 huge. That when you send stuff to Amazon, you can only send up to 50 pounds, which wasn't a problem with that because he wasn't heavy. He was just large. And you can only send up to 25 inches in your box. Well, you could only, I think you could only, I don't even know if you could have, I'm trying to think if I was able to put 2 in or not. I think I could only put 1 in per box. That's a lot of boxes. I mean, I had other stuff, so I put stuff around them, but woo, that was big. And I said, it was funny because I said to my friend Dave at the time, because he had ordered a bunch, and we were both just laughing at how big they were. We had no idea. And those Barbie cars, like they were like Barbie cars, like they were huge with little tiny Barbie in it, but I mean, it was big. And I said, we got those in, and I'm like, man, I wish I had a prep center right now, because if I could have not had to deal with that, it was so worth the $1.20 not have to deal with that. And again, so the $1.20 is polybagging, and she's cheaper if she doesn't have to polybag. But I can't remember because, like I said, most of my stuff is polybagged. You could just slap a label on that box and boom, you're done. Yeah, I probably should have done that. Like whatever came from Kohl's, I probably should have just checked it and then reboxed it and sent it. And the thing with Kohl's though is, man, a lot of their stuff comes damaged. I had quite a few items that were damaged. I have a whole pile of stuff I meant to return, never did. Actually, I got to return. I bought something on clearance and they forgot to take off the security tag. Hopefully they'll take it back. I bought it in like January. But I don't have a Kohl's around here. I got to go 2 hours to my Kohl's. All right, so we're going to be... Oh, look at who I got in my show. The bearded picker himself. Maybe he wants to come and find out what I'm sourcing. Hey, welcome, Scott. Appreciate you stopping in. So let's see. Our family 247. Thank you for stopping in, Robin. I appreciate it. I'm new to OA as well, and I'm not as confident in my purchases, so I'm not going deep either. Yeah, see, that's exactly what she was saying. And I could kind of agree after kind of thinking about it for a little bit. I was like, yeah, that's true. Like if something is selling 1,000 of them and I'm only willing to put in, and I may be okay with buying 1,000, but then you have to have the financial resources for 1,000. And that would be of just one product. So I kind of spread myself out with multiple products rather than going deep on one product. Greg, you missed the last 15 minutes. That's when we gave you the most value for your time, and you just missed it. Just kidding. You probably already knew it because you've been around the block for a while. But you can always go back and watch. We were talking OA and tactical arbitrage. Yeah, shipping those large products individually does eat up some of the profit also. Yeah, I'll tell you, I will pay attention before I do OA and really find out what the size is of the product I am getting. Now, I did make some good money on those Mr. Potato Heads and those Barbies. Actually, I take it back. On those Barbie cars, the price tanked on them. And I think right after Christmas, I still had at least one in stock, and I lowered the price down to like break even just to get rid of it. Because the thing with Amazon is they charge you for storage based upon like square footage, inches, whatever. And that was such a large item, which again was something I didn't send to my normal warehouse. I had to send it to those oversized warehouse things. And so they just charge a lot of money for that. So yeah, I was like, get it out of here. I don't want it. It was so big. And I didn't want it back. I didn't want to deal. I couldn't even imagine taking that back and having to put it on eBay and shipping it. No, thank you. No sourcing until you get this crap. I know, I'm the same way with crap because I went sourcing last week and I am literally flooded with stuff over here and I can't even move my chair back. Speaking of chairs, I bought a new chair last week and it came in today. Can't wait to put it together. I'm going to do that this afternoon. Once my husband carries it into the house. So Amy made my first OA the other day from EMS. Yay! I like EMS. That is a good website. I have purchased many items from EMS for OA. And I also flip a lot of items from EMS because it's hard on EMS. Some of the items are not on Amazon, but I find some really, really good deals that I can flip on eBay. Bathing suits. Very good. Yeah, see? We learned a lot from Scott. I think his ears were ringing. That's how we knew. I better go check out Tamara's channel because I think she's talking about me. Speaking of his ears ringing, bearded picker. On Thursday, you were supposed to do a scavenger hunt on your show. Well, I stole your idea. If you look at my last video, it was a scavenger hunt. And I mentioned you in it because you guys were talking on Tuesday about doing a scavenger hunt. And I was like, what a great idea. So I'm going to steal your idea. And I think there's room for people to look for 2 items a week. But I watched all day Thursday and you never even mentioned it. So I was so worried about stepping on your toes and then you ended up not doing it. So it made me feel a little bit better. But I'm wondering if anybody actually searched for those Ever After High dolls. So what I'm hoping to do is every Thursday morning, I'm going to release a video before Scott goes live. So you can watch it. It'll be just a short 5-10 minute video, just kind of spotlighting a product that you should search for when you're at your thrift stores or garage sales. And it'll be just a little education, just showing you some solds. And in this case, there was some variations that sold for more than others. But overall, if you find the male Ever After High dolls, they are, I'm pretty sure they're a spinoff from the Monster High. And they sell for some good money. So check out that video if you haven't already, or at least go to eBay and do a search for Ever After High and put in male or boys. I think they call them mostly boy dolls. And look at the solds because there's some good money there. So it's just kind of something to give you to kind of keep your eyes out for. So when you're seeing that whole big pile of Barbie dolls that you're like, I'm not even going to deal with them, at least look to see if you see male dolls, because they are, even if they're not the Ever After High, there was some Disney Descendants, there was some of those too that sell for pretty good money. And even naked ones. There was ones with no clothes, no accessories, and they were still going for a good dollar amount. So Jane says, I looked this weekend and didn't see any of those male dolls. Yeah, they're kind of like hard to find, but there's something that could possibly run into and just overlook. So just kind of adding to that knowledge bank. So well, we are at an hour and 9 minutes. So I think I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for stopping by for my lunch break Monday. I will be back next Monday. What is next Monday? The 13th. My daughter's coming this weekend. I'm excited. She's coming to visit. And so my sister is here in town, so I get to show her some Amazon stuff. Or she's on her way, Amy, not yet. But she has a 5-hour drive to come and visit us. And I'm going to show her some Amazon stuff. And I'm hopefully going to be putting together some videos on the Amazon and getting started on Amazon. And if you don't belong to my Facebook group, please join, because I have put some stuff in there about like even just opening an Amazon account. Because when you first go to open an account, if you don't already have one, there are 2 different accounts you can get. One costs $40 a month, which I highly recommend. And then there's one that doesn't cost anything every month, but you have to pay $1 every time an item sells. So if you're only going to kind of start off and you just want to see what it's like, then you can do the just pay $1 one. But there's a trick on how you have to get it, because Amazon automatically wants to sign you up for the $40, and you kind of have to go this back way to get it. So that is on my Facebook group to find out how to do that. So the link is down in the description. So come and check it out. And if you guys have any questions on Amazon, please let me know. Again, I'd be happy to answer anything. If I don't know the answer, I will ask some of the people that have more experience than I do. Again, I've only been doing this for 1.5 years, so I still have so much to learn. But I've learned a ton in the last year that I can probably most likely help you with the easy, basic questions. So thanks again, and I will see you guys next week. Alrighty, bye.